Yo, what's up, everybody? Jumpin' ya, and today I am back on some Back for Blood, and I want to talk about this brand new patch that recently came out for this game. And I really just want to praise Turtle Rock for listening to the community and actually doing all the things that we've been really going on about. Because, I mean, there were a couple things I'm going to admit in the patch that I was surprised by, but overall, I think it's very good. And from what I can tell, like on Reddit and all over the internet, pretty much almost everyone agrees that this is amazing patch. It is just so great, and it's exactly what we all wanted. Now, if you want to read the patch notes yourself, I'll put a link in the description. You can click on that and read them. But I'm going to kind of go over these a little bit. Now, the first big change that they made was mainly to melee. Now, we all know, like, melee was definitely way overtuned and just way too strong. And the game is so easy that it kind of is, like, unfair that the melee is that strong. I mean, you pretty much never have to deal with mutations at all. So melee is just so overpowered, especially against the small enemies like the zombies. Because if there was maybe more mutations and bigger enemies in the game, then maybe, yeah, the melee could be that strong. But the way that it works right now, like, definitely, melee was way overtuned, and pretty much I think everybody agrees with me on that. Next up, they actually did buff some of the bosses. They made, like, the ogre a lot stronger, because now when you actually shoot the ogre in its weak point, it is going to take less damage, and it has a little bit more health. And they definitely worked really hard on buffing the breaker, because everybody pretty much agrees, especially with melee, the breaker is a complete meme. It's a joke. It makes the game look bad. I mean, the bots definitely make the game look amazing. When you see any footage of, like, the bots, you're like, wow, this is stellar AI. I've watched many reviews and people have praised those bots and the AI. It is one of the best AIs I've ever seen in any game. But when it comes to, like, the breakers, the bosses, they were kind of a joke. So I'm really glad that they went ahead and buffed them so that they'll be a little bit tougher. Now, the big thing that I was shocked, and I've seen this as well on the different forums all over the internet, I can't believe they didn't actually make the higher difficulties harder. Because that's what we've all been saying, is that these higher difficulties, Veterans and Nightmare, they are such a joke. I mean, when literally 99.7% of your population who plays your game has beaten Nightmare mode, that's kind of ridiculous, right? So we all want a challenge. We want that kind of Dark Souls experience for our zombie shooter game. Now, another thing that they said in these patch notes, which I thought was interesting, was that apparently there was some type of bug that was making more mutations spawn than normal. Now, I've played the game, and to be quite honest, I still feel like the same amount of mutations are spawning, and I'm just so incredibly disappointed by this, because the mutations are so weak and they're such a joke that I want more mutations. I think the zombies are just kind of stupid. I'd rather literally have nothing but mutations. I think that there should be no zombies in the game. And I've seen this online as well. I've seen people on forums say that there should be no zombies and it should all be mutations, because that's going to make the game a little bit harder, and the game is so easy right now. I think that if all the enemies were mutations, it could definitely spice things up a little bit. But I mean, I guess it makes sense because you have to have some variety in the enemies. So yeah, the zombies are stupid. Nobody wants to just shoot zombies. But at the same time, like, they need to be there because it's all balancing. And I was kind of surprised as well that they left any of the cards in the game. I thought they were just going to remove the card system because the card system is dumb, right? Like, why should we have any, like, advantages? In fact, I was thinking, like, what they should have probably done is just go ahead and remove all the rarity of all the weapons so that we all have white weapons and it's all equal and fair that way. And we don't have any cards, right? Like, I think that they should have just removed all the cards, because if you're going to choose some cards and say, well, these cards are too strong and some builds are too strong, just remove them all. Like, we don't need that crap. It's all garbage anyway. But I think that's about it. I mean, there's other stuff. There was some other bug fixes and things like that. But overall, I think it was an amazing patch. And, you know, they were so quick about releasing it. Most games, they come out and they take, like, I don't know, a year to have a patch come out. This game, I mean, it took like a month. That's pretty quick. I mean, I gotta praise them for how fast they were listening to the community, because immediately I seen online all over the place that the game was way too easy, there wasn't enough mutations, melee was way too strong, and the whole card system is dumb. They should just remove it completely from the game. and that we should have nothing but white weapons, and also all the enemies should be mutations and bosses. That would be the best thing. That's what I've been seeing, like, since almost day one, so, I'm very happy that they did listen to some of our concerns, and hopefully in future patches they will correct the things that I've talked about that I wish they would do. But that's going to pretty much do it for this video, guys. I really hope that you have enjoyed it, and it's been informative. That way, you've learned about the patch. If you didn't know about it, you can go read it yourself. And I definitely think that Turtle Rock has completely Last Jedi'd this game. They have subverted our expectations, and I am very happy about that. I love being, like, tricked. I love, like, thinking that certain things were going to happen, and then completely being fucking disappointed by it, because this is a bunch of horse shit. Thank you.